Hey everyone, today I just want to show you my workflow as I'm kind of improving my website and just really playing around. But I've got a couple of agents going on and I want to just show you the kind of cool things you can do with things working behind the scenes. So for example, I played around with the changes to here. Let's just open my local site so you can see the difference. Debbie.codes. And you can see my courses page. This was the old tag. My blogs page. This was the old tag. At the very bottom I had all this. It's just taking up way too much space. And I don't have the time to really just come up with a new design. So I've just got AI to do it. And I've got these funky little cool things here. So this is kind of great, right? This is a little bit better. I've now got a search in the courses, and the blog looks so much, cleaner and nicer. Now, if we saw that, you can see that the styling here is a little bit different, right? From the blog page to the blog tags page. They're a little bit different. So let's go and fix that. So basically what we can do is we can use Copilot, we can use Claude, we can use Goose, we can use whatever tool we want. I just want to show you how you can kind of get stuff done. That's basically what I'm doing. Let's go and fix this. I quite like the pill more than the bigger tag. So I think we'll go with the pill style. So what I can do is I can take a screenshot like so, and then I can go over to, let's throw it into Goose AI. This is another AI agent. And we can put it in here and say the tags page in the blogs section should look like the blog page as in screenshot, for example. So let's send that off to Goose AI, and Goose is thinking it's going to check that screenshot first. It's processing that image, and we can click on here. We can see the tool details it uses to get that job done, and the output. That's the image that it's basically gone and analyzed. And I see the blog tags page should show the search bar and all the tag filters just like the main page. Let me check. The current page is now checking the current page. That's the correct page. The tool details and the output, that's the actual code that it read. So you can kind of see what's going on, which is kind of cool. And let's go down here. I see the issue. The blogs tags page is using a blog browse component. Let me check what the component looks like. Okay, so that's changing it. It's made the changes and the results are here. And it tells me I can go ahead and check on those links to see it. So let's go ahead and check and see. So there's the blog page. Now let's click on personal performance. Oh, that didn't render right. Let's just do a refresh. Oh, no, it completely killed the server. So let me ask it, is the server... I actually don't have the server up and running in VS Code. I'm not sure if I need to do it in here or not. Let's ask it, is the server running? Can Goose run my server for me? Or do I need to run that in VS Code? Good question. Let's have a look. Let me check if the dev server is still running. So it was running last night, but now it's the morning. The server is not running. Let me start it for you. Love it. It's now running the server for me. And now it's telling me that it's running and all changes should now be visible. Let's go and check that. It's refreshed there. That's the Nuxt site starting up. I'm using Nuxt 4. Actually upgraded to Nuxt 4 using the LLMs, and it was absolutely insanely fast at bangs. I'm super impressed. Okay, so it's taking a little bit of time, so let's come back to that in a second. I love the way you can click here and then you go to the next documentation. Okay, so my page is taking a bit of time. Let's go to the blog page and see. It did say 320 is the main site. Let's see what's going on. Is it just cached? Okay, so my server is not really starting correctly. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and ask VS Code. Let's open up a new terminal here and see if it runs here, npm run dev. And it's giving me 3001. So Goose is giving me 320. This is giving me 3001. Let's see, did I break my site? That'd be quite funny. 3001 is working. So there's something up with 320 for whatever reason. I think that's dev server's just cached. Something is going on. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's go and have a look and see are the changes made from Goose. So I'm now running the terminal from VS Code, but Goose has done the work. So I click on personal, I should see the pill and not the just hashtag. And there we go. That looks great. So this is looking cool. And the year is different. So let's go ahead and tell Goose that and say, this looks great, but the year, let's just do blog year pages are still showing the old design. Please update. Server is now running on port 3001. Just so it knows that in case it was going to give me a link to it. So I don't know why 320 is not working. We can check it again just in case. But yeah, there's something going on with that server. It's stalled. That's okay. So that's just going to go ahead. Goose is going to go ahead and do that. Now, if I go to VS Code, I can actually see then the changes that have been made. So I can see the tag page where these changes browse by tag. So this is a working tree, which makes it a bit complicated sometimes to see the changes. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead. Oh, look, that was just changed, right? Number just came in. So that was Goose making those changes there. But let's go ahead and open the actual pages rather than the working tree so it's not all in green. There we go. So we've got a couple of red underlines here, right? This is to do with ESLint rules, okay? And we've got a console login here. And this is from a debug pagination from Copilot SW agent bot. So that was 4 months ago. Copilot made some changes. I accepted them, did not look at them, and now there's some console logs in there, and there's some, should not have line breaks. There's some ESLint ruling rules and stuff like that. So we can go ahead and tidy that. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get Claude to tidy up this while Goose is doing the cool work. Let me check the years. The years now works. This looks much better. So we can click along here and we don't even know that we're changing. That looks much nicer. So let's keep Goose doing the design and let's get Claude in here to do the cleanup of this page. So let me see if we can do this. Let's say the number, this is just Nuxt's way of doing dynamic pages. So number.view page has a lot of ESLint errors and console logs. Please clean up. So we're going to let that go and do that. So let's Claude figure that out. At the same time, the healer we can put into action if we want to, because we made some changes to this page. Now I'll wait until Claude finishes in case it deletes anything, and then we'll run the healer on that page and make sure that nothing was deleted. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do something else. My podcast page. This looks just a little bit too big, spacious. Like this is now really nice, but this listen now, it doesn't even look kind of prominent. It looks a bit weird. I don't know. I don't like it. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot and just like that so we can see a little bit of the page. And let's go ahead and add that screenshot into Goose. And let's say, what are we going to say here? The listen now, no, the featured podcast takes up too much space and isn't really prominent enough for a featured podcast. Please improve the design and make it better. I don't know, something like that. Make it better and cooler and take up less space. As you can see, I'm not very good at actually being clear on what on what I wanted, on what I want, on what I want. Yeah, look, this goose actually went on the 3001, so it did listen to me when I said the server is now running at 3001, so that was cool. Oh, and I didn't check the pagination. It's told me that the pagination page with the new compact design, we need to check that out just to make sure. So anyway, I'm letting Goose do that. Let's go back and see. Oh my God, it's already, that was quick. Wow, that was quick. Damn, that was too quick. That was too quick. I couldn't even change the screen. Okay, it's definitely looking more prominent and taking up less space. I'm not sure I like the blue line. I think the blue outline is also a little bit too much. Let's just tell it that. Don't like the blue line or blue outline. It's a bit too much. Let's see what it does. See, I don't even have time. It's gone. No, it's not gone. It's working. That's good. Let's go back. So I need to do in Claude, I need to basically say yes. I can let it run the ESLint, mpx ESLint. So now it's running the ESLint. It's able to see the actual errors. So that it's able to go ahead and fix that. So now it's going to go and running fix to automatically fix the errors. So it's just doing that for me under the hood, and then it's manually fixing the remaining ESLint errors. That's cool. Let's go back here, and that looks, I don't know, that looks much better. If we go along to the main page, let's go to the podcast. Look at this. I removed that section earlier, but look at this. This is a bit boring, and this is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Featured episode. I think I quite like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we have made some changes here. We've got a play button, and we don't have the play now button, which is what was here. So listen now. So it's very possible that my tests are going to break. In the meantime, Goose has done its thing, right? That's great. And Claude has am I allowing it to edit? Yes, I am. So while Claude is doing that, I can go ahead and tell Healer podcasts page has changed. Please run the tests for the podcasts and fix if broken. Listen now button was removed in favor of an icon. Ensure it is still accessible. Okay, now Healer's going ahead in action. So this is kind of cool. It's going to run the podcast tests and fix any issues. So you can see it's running run test, and it's looking in the tests folder first. It's checking them out. So again, that's going to go ahead and do its thing. A quick little tip here. I have it running in headless in my MCP JSON file so that it's not going to pop up, because while that's running, I've got Claude doing something else. It's fixed the line breaks, fixed braces. So if we can go ahead and look at number.view, we should have, it should look good. There's no red lines anymore. That's good. There's something here. Something's coming up. Blog search. So why is the blog search red? We can check this out. There's something up with this. No, again, I'm right here, right? So do I need to go to Claude and fix that? I could actually just go ahead and do quick fix. Explain. Let's go and explain. Oh no, let's not do explain because I'm running that. I'm running that, and that will just stop. And we don't interfere with that. There's too much stuff. No, we don't need to know all that. Let's go ahead and just go fix. And if not, we can ask Claude to figure out why it is. So the blog component requires a filtered articles prop, but it's not being passed into the template. So basically we were just missing the filtered articles section. Okay, let's go ahead and accept that. Let's go ahead and save that. And now that's in kind of green. It's not in red anymore, so that's cool. We can go ahead and we can check our blog site and just make sure that's still all working as normal. And if we do our search for Playwright, we've got Playwright and we've got MCP. That looks good. Looking good. Wow, I've written a lot of MCP stuff. Great, that looks really cool. And then there was the year. So where did the year come from? It came from when there's, for example, 2025. Oh, look, I've seen something interesting now. The years have gone on the same line as the tag. So that's something that I want to check out or change. Where do I get the pagination? Has my pagination disappeared? I think my pagination has disappeared. I think it's only when you hit all. Let me have a look. I don't have an all filter. No, I don't have an all filter. So where is that? Right. First of all, let's go ahead and get Goose to fix this. So we'll bring in this screenshot. Ooh, there we go. The years are on same line as the tags, and they should never be on same line. Please fix across all pages. Right, Goose, go do your job. This is really cool. So Goose is going to do that while at the same time I can go back here. Now my tests have stalled. Something's gone wrong here. So we'll go ahead and we'll stop that. And it could have been because I did the whole fix thing or whatever. So let's go ahead and see if that goes back into action. And at the same time, let's open up and see our changes here. So we've got our featured podcast has changed. The listen now has changed, and we can see it is a div class. It's got a badge. It's got a span. Featured episode. What I'm looking here for is any accessible things instead of the listen now button. So I just the testing will figure it out as well. We've got an SVG class, and then listen now is there. That was the one that was taken away. Let me see. We have a badge. Featured episode. I'm not seeing a play now. That's the target. Animate pulse. So again, I'm not seeing anything here that says changing testing using MCP. That's the H3. That's the left side, and .NET Rocks podcast is the right side. And here we have the SVG. So I don't know if that is accessible or not. Now, if we're not sure, we can always just go back to the website and manually check that ourselves. Let's go and do that really quickly. So let's go and see what this is. But we'll find out when our testing gets done. We'll also find out. But we can totally just click on this button and check the accessibility tree and zoom in. And basically we can see this is no area attribute. So this is not very good. We can see that's the div class. There's the one there. So as I presumed, as I saw in the code, there was no accessibility. This is not very accessible. So I want to make sure that this is accessible. So let's go ahead and fix that. I just want to make sure. No, there's nothing here. Cool. So the test, this is stalled for whatever reason. So I'm going to need to, let's start a new chat. Open chat. New chat. So let's see what Goose is doing. I know this is quite confusing, but we can actually, do you know what? We can actually give this to Claude while I'm checking on Goose's other thing. The featured podcast button is not accessible. Please take a look and fix. Now, in the meantime, I actually want to commit these pages because the rest of it, although it looks pretty good, we can leave the featured podcast one. But we can go ahead. Actually, no, let's not commit them all yet. No, there's some red lines. We need to go fix some stuff. Okay, that's cool. Let's go ahead and just get Claude to do this. Right. Now, Claude's going ahead and working. Let's see if we can get Healer Agent. There's something up with, oh, did I change things? I don't think I should have changed things. Let me have a look at my chat modes. The chat modes should be changed now to agent. But these should still work. So let's go ahead and they should still work, and these are just me messing around. All right, let's go ahead. Let's give it one more try. And let's say podcast tests are now failing, please. Well, we don't even know they're failing. Might be failing. Please run and fix. Right, let's see if he can actually go ahead and do his job. Come on, Healer, you can do it. You can do it. Let me open the tools to see if there's anything strange going on. Did I break something? It's got access to the tools in here, so you can see that looks okay. So that should be fine. Let's escape from there. Let's give it a few minutes and see if we can come back to that. In the meantime, let's close this and let's see, did the blog is now on 1 year. That's great. And I can go ahead and change that. And the videos don't have a year, so it's fine. So that's cool. That's always on one line. So good job, Goose. You finished that. Tag rows with all hashtags, years row with all years. Amazing. Okay, what else did we want to do? That looks pretty cool. It makes me want to click it. That's good. Let me see. We could these are kind of quite big, but I'm not sure how to make them not so in your face. You know what? Actually, what we can do is the about page, because I've changed the coloring. Let's go ahead and change the about page. So let's go ahead and take a screenshot of this, just so it has more access. I could probably refer to an older screenshot in here, but I can come along here, paste this in, and basically say the about page has different coloring to the videos page. Can we align on coloring and or styling? And oh, I need to spell and improve the about page. Right, bang. So that's kind of, you know, again, me just throwing things in. But this is the really cool thing. I'm basically like just going along and going, oh, I'd like that to improve. I'd like that to improve. That would be nice to improve. And it's going ahead and kind of doing those things. Now, I did see something else earlier. What did I see? I remember podcast. Oh, the pagination on the blog. So we can't find the pagination on the blog. Now, view all posts. There we go. So when we click on the view all posts button, we should see pagination. There we go. And that does work. And that's looking good. Oh, but look, this is the old design. So this is good. We need to remove this from the pagination. So let's go into Goose. Let's paste it in here. And say the pagination page for blog has old design of heading component. Please align with main blog page, for example. So I just have that in there. I'm going to wait till Goose is finished and then I'll paste in, because I don't want to stop what it's doing. So that's given Goose a bit of work. Let's go back to see. Playwright has now gone ahead and ran those tests for me. So elements not being found, H1 headings, article cards, tag list. There's all 20 podcast tests are failing, right? So we really, really made a mess just by running those tests, or by changing those, which is good because my tests have picked this up. So it's going to debug the first failing test. And it needs to run it's running the dev server. That's fine. And it's going ahead and running the page snapshot here. Wrong title tests, expect podcast interviews, but actually title is podcast. So we changed all the podcast titles. And look for stats. I took out the stats section, that doesn't exist. So now what is it going to do? So this is the interesting thing. We need to check on the work that it's doing. In the meantime, I need more screens, basically. In the meantime, Claude basically said that accessibility improved, add a descriptive area label to the link. Excellent. And it marked the decorative elements as an area hidden. That's fantastic. So that's good. So Claude's gone ahead and fixed that, and my test is now going to be picking up stuff. Let's open up the actual test and see what we got here. So there was a fix me in here. No, it's added a fix me in here because there you go. I'll mark the test as fix me if they cannot work until the server is fixed. So there's something wrong with the server. The server should be running 3001. The server is running. Let me stop it and just say server is running on port 3001, and let's see if that helps it. Okay, cool. That's gonna give it some help. So this is the problem when I have like too many servers open. Okay, cool. Let's see if Goose did its thing. So what did Goose do? What was I doing again? The about page. Let's go ahead and check the about page before. Well, you know what? I can go ahead and just press send, right? That's the pagination stuff. It can go ahead and do the pagination stuff while I go and check on the about page. Let's open this in a new tab. Oh no, I just clicked on it. That's too late. There's the about page, and it's a bit boring. I mean, it is in line with the colors of the blog page because the blog page is pretty much colors. But it did take away that lovely red and stuff that we had. If we go back to here, we can see, where's my main page about? You can see that was quite nice. But the colors were just random colors for no reason. I did like this kind of like hello there. Let me see. The hello there coming up. So I hope we didn't lose that. Did we lose that? We did. So let's go back and let's say, well, this is blog page 2, should be finished. Oh, and we just lost the title here. So again, I'm doing too many things. It's probably really confusing, but I have it all in my head. I know exactly what I'm doing. Let's just make sure it says, please add page number to the title. The rest of it looks great, as in this working as it should. I'm just missing page 2 so that we know we're on page 1, page 2. Now again, we could totally be even cooler. Hang on while it's doing that and making those changes, just refreshing there while it's making those changes. Oh, I ran into an error. Payment required. Oh, I ran out of credits. Damn, never mind. We can come back to that in a minute. There we go. Blog, page 3. So that looks perfect. And I think I've ran into the payment required. Never mind. Let's continue with the rest of the things that we're doing here, just so we can kind of see what's going on. Healer agent has gone ahead and ran some debug tests. It's around tests. It's fixed a load of tests in here. It's going to update the test to work properly. And oh, it's missing the required prop filtered articles at the blog search. So that we found that in the that Claude found those before in here. So let's copy paste that and just put this in here and say please fix. I'll let Claude fix that while Copilot is running Healer agent to fix the tests. So it's now moonwalking and it's doing its thing. That's great. It's going to investigate and it's going to go blah, blah, blah. And again, I can just go ahead and worry about the changes here. So I've made a couple of changes to Playwright config. What did it do? Oh, it changed it to localhost 3001. I think that makes it probably easier because I, for some reason, I had 320 in there. That's fine. And here I'm running 320, 3001. Again, I don't have to commit that change. It's just for now. It's totally fine. Blog search, it's working on that. A couple of cool, funky things going on as it needs more space. This is pretty wild, right? It is wild, totally wild. But this is how I do these things. I just get them all running. Now, I could have them all in different windows, and normally I do, but just to be able to record my screen, this is why I have them all kind of going at the same time. So it's a little bit funky. But my normal workflow is that they're on kind of different screens, and I scroll across and back. But great progress. 10 tests are now passing, but I need to fix the remaining 10 failing tests. So as you can see, like, I've gone ahead and made a lot of changes to the site. I think I broke, there we go, the dev server is back. We made a lot of cool changes to the site. And this is really, really nice. Okay, I didn't like the about page. So we can go ahead and, I wasn't clear on giving it very good instructions, but I also ran out of credits. So we can go ahead and just undo that because, I don't want the about page to change, and then we should get that nice about page back. And then I can go ahead and, ask again for those color schemes to be changed. All the other pages looking pretty good. And again, I can go through these one by one, or I can actually just even pass these pages into Claude and say, can you ensure these pages are accessible? And that's kind of cool. It will make sure that there's an accessible name for those images and things like we showed earlier. Healer is still running around and fixing those tests. That's like going on in the background. Again, I have no browser window popping up because I put -- headless into my msp.json. And I think it has finished. All podcast tests are now passing reliably. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So that was like, just no work needed. Now, Healer was the one who updated the Playwright config and the package JSON because I had that server open on 3001 and it was having issues with, there's something wrong with 320 for whatever reason. Goose was having that issue as well. Something is up. So, that's fine. We could accept that or not, but it went ahead and made those changes so that it was able to do what it needed to do. It's great. I could go ahead and run those tests myself to ensure it works. I could actually tell Healer to check all blog page tests because we've made some changes there as well. And it's going to run the blog page tests. So it's actually searching for anything with the word blog in it to be able to go ahead and run that. Because we made quite a few changes to the blog ones there. And you can see there that my podcast spec file here is the changes that it made. Test to describe, web page, tab text podcast interviews, discover conversations, blah, blah, blah. So I removed the description and now there's no description text is shown in the page, right? Because we removed it. So this is the cool thing that the Healer agent kind of put in like, I've removed part of the test, but there's a reason why there is no description text on the page. And that's correct because that has been removed. So let's go ahead and open the file itself and we can remove that comment ourselves because we know that's exactly right. We don't need someone else to read that because they'll be like, what's that comment? What's that? Because that's particularly in this moment in time, this is what we removed. So include feature podcast should be around 31 total. We can decide if we want, okay, so this is quite nice. One of the reasons that it was changing was because in the podcasts, we had, we were showing so many amount, okay? We've now removed that. We have now removed that. So there was like a 26 episodes. And now we're basically just having the total amount of podcast section. But see the way it's got count equals await podcast cars.count. And it's going to be greater than 25 and it's going to be less than 40. So they should be around 31. And we're kind of leaving a little bit of leeway in there that like, we might do another couple of podcasts, just throw it up there. But what we don't want is that to be less than 25 or to be whatever. So we're keeping it a little bit dynamic. And again, we could change that to be greater than 31 if we wanted to ensure that that there are always going to be 31, but not to be less than 40. And we could totally remove that because we don't need a guardrail on. Imagine it was like it duplicated itself and had like 100 podcast episodes. That'd be a bit weird. So this is now erroring out for whatever. It's greater than 31 and it's not. It's greater than 30. So again, we can just, you know, decide what is best for our test cases based on what we're doing. So that now passes. That's great. And then we can go ahead, wait for podcast cards to load. Check the first non-featured podcast card. Skip featured podcast. Each card should have a heading, and each card should have a date. So yeah, this looks again, it's counting all, but it's skipping the featured podcast. So again, these look great. And we can go ahead and we can basically run that in UI mode if we wanted to really go through it one by one. There's a lot of podcasts on this actual test page. This looks great. We can go ahead and just submit all of these. Should we leave it at 3001? Let's do it. It's fine. And let's go ahead and just use AI to create a commit message for me. And let's go ahead and commit that. And let's sync the changes. It's going to run on AI on CI as well. So we'll be able to check and make sure all those tests do actually pass in case there was something we missed or some changes that we made. Let's go ahead and check with Claude. We can say, can you run ESLint and fix any lint errors? So I hate linting. So it's kind of nice to just go ahead and fix that. And it's kind of the warning missing required prop should now be resolved since the prop is optional. Great, that fixed that. Oops, something went wrong. Oops, I did it again. What happened? A module process package type. What? A performance overhead to eliminate this warning. Add type module. Okay, come on. Go ahead and fix it. Go ahead and fix it. Fix it. Do your things. Now, because I've got a clean slate with Git, I'm going to be able to see if there's any kind of lint things. And I hate lint errors. Error, expected a comma, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, who wants to do that job, right? So it's going to fix. Oh, my God. Look at all those changes. See? Why does lint exist? It should just automatically lint as I save. Oh, it's actually taking out things from here. This is interesting. So the videos thing, it's removing code as well. Oh, the debug. So this is great. There's some debug stuff that was left behind from, I think it was from Copilot coding agent on CI. I think, not that I'm pointing the finger to anybody. And that was kind of left in there, and I just kind of accepted changes and went, yeah, just roll with it. But then you get left with kind of code that you shouldn't have in there. There's a comma in there. It's taking the comma out. That's fine. And it's putting them all on one line as opposed to leaving the line there. That's also fine. Again, that could be, Copilot coding agent not using the lint rules. Something red down here. It's using the CSS. If not use this, it's removing that and adding in. So again, these are just minor kind of things that are lint error things. That was putting it there. It's just, yeah. This is the thing. Once we accept, not even accept, but once all these lint errors are done, we could literally run the healer agent just to kind of run all those tests and make sure everything passes. So it's a changed parse int to numbered up parse int. So it's some sort of ESLint error thing. There's a lot of changes here. It's really hard to do on a small screen when I'm, jumping into different, a bigger size for you all to watch. Normally it's a lot easier to kind of monitor this with, more space. But I can totally just close that over. And I think, is he finished? You finished, Claude? You finished? If you finished? Okay, all pages and components now pass ESLint validation with 0 errors. Great. So this is really cool. And again, we could go ahead and just, see Is this something that we want to change? This is like, just, but it's interesting because it's like import type course and sections. So we had a type course, and then for some reason, we've removed the type of course. Are we even using it? See, this is the thing. We might not even be using it. Here is just CSS, spacing, brackets and stuff. That's not, yeah, but like if we look for here and we find course, 1 of 10. So featured courses, filtered courses, all courses, all courses, all courses, right? But there's no, so it's right. See? So I can check and see that by removing this is right because it's not being used. So again, this is like totally cool. Go ahead and just, double check all your, things. Why is this type of blog post removed? And again, we could, ask, this is cool. If only A is in the custom order, A comes first. So this is just putting it on another line, which makes it a little bit easier to read. So again, that looks great. That looks fine. And again, reviewing all is always important to make sure. So the blog post, the previous, next, and the sections from types. Let's go ahead and open the types and see what have we got left in there. So something obviously, can I open the types? Import type. Where's my types? Where's my types? Oops. ESLint, git ignore, tsconfig. You would think it'd be easier to find the types. Let's have a look. Types.js. That's probably a quicker way of finding it. So here we've got, again, a lot of commas, unexpected separator, comma, ESLint. Why doesn't it not like commas and extra semicolon? View problem. So this is the thing, unexpected separator. Really? You want me to have no commas? Is that really true? Is that really true? Let's have a look. These are the things that, like, I don't even know what my ESLint rules are. So I don't know. I would have thought having the comma there was a normal, but this is the style member delimiter. So let's copy that. And let's ask Claude. Here we go. Claude, why an ESLint rule, isn't it better to have commas and semicolons? I'm just asking it. I'm going to see what it's going to do. But, I'm going to do the same thing over here in chat. I'm going to ask... Now, this is the fun thing, that it's going and updating a load of stuff, right? This is where it gets dangerous because I didn't commit any of those other files, and it could go ahead and start making changes. It's really hard to see what's going on. It's a bit funky. There we go. My recommendation... Okay, so it actually just read stuff, right? So, here we go. I can see I've already customized it for test files. Line 12 to 28 to require semicolons and no trailing commas. The arguments for comma and semicolons more explicit and clear, prevents potential automatic semicolon insertion bugs, and familiar to developers from other languages. You clearly prefer this style. I don't know, don't you guys? Arguments against Anthony. It's all Anthony Fu's fault. Oh my God, Anthony Fu's philosophy. Cleaner, less visual noise. JavaScript, TypeScript adds them automatically anyway. Modern formatters handle it. Matches Vue Nuxt community conventions. Damn it. Oh, what do we do? My recommendation, if you prefer commas and semicolons, which is totally valid, you should configure your project to enforce that everywhere. Would you like me to update your ESLint config to require semicolons everywhere and trailing commas where appropriate, and commas in TypeScript type definitions? This would make your code base more consistent with your preferences. Damn it. Yes, I would like that. This is my question. Is it better to not have them or to have them? To colon or to not colon? To semicolon or to not semicolon? I think, like, if we were to just do this, Anthony Fu is right in that this just looks so much nicer, and that, you know, TypeScript's going to add it anyway, so it does make sense. I don't know. In testing, we seem to put it in Playwright. We prefer that we add them always. Keeps it aligned, especially because we work across multi languages. What do we do, guys? What do we do? Do we keep? It does look cleaner. I mean, he's totally right. Why bother adding these for absolutely no reason? Damn. All right. You know what, Anthony Fu? We're going to keep Anthony Fu's philosophy. Let's remove. This is super dodgy. Let's give it a try. Let's remove all. Let's go with option 1. Let's go with option 1, except for testing. Prevents potential automatic semicolon insertion bugs. I mean, it's more explicit and clear. No, let's go with this one. So let's go with this one. Let's go with arguments against Anthony Fu's philosophy. Let's go with Anthony Fu's philosophy, except for the test files. Okay, so we get Claude go ahead and clean that all up. And we might have to go and get Healer to just start running those tests again. Now, of course, Healer could be run using Claude. I'm just running different things at different times, and that was just, you know, why I'm doing what I'm doing. So your code base is already following this philosophy. That's why we fixed all those lint errors. Just making sure. And then it's got some, what this means in practice. All right, so it's giving me a whole, this is nice. Current setup, main code base, components, pages, use, and foo, ESLint, config, defaults, no semicolons, trailing commas, new lines of TypeScript interface, test files, custom override, semicolons required, and no trailing commas. What this means in practice is your main code base has const foo, bar, baz, cooks, quoks, trailing comma, function, hello, describe, test files, have the commas in there. Your code base is already following this. Blah, blah. Perfect. This looks great. I think this is good. And this is fixing all those lint errors, which is amazing. And it's removing all the kind of stuff that we don't want. Again, a lot of stuff in there. Oh, look, it added all these. Did I add them? No, it took them away. That's right. That's good. And it took away these others, blog types that we weren't using from the other components. So if we go to card, no, card was just an empty line. I think it's the featured section. Blog post preview was taken away because we don't have a preview section anymore. We removed that. So that's cool. So this is really good. Let's, oh, and H2, required true. Do you know what? Actually, one thing I just want to make sure that that this is actually a H1. Let's go in and just inspect it manually. We could then go and ask AI, is it actually? But I like to be sometimes a little human. It is a H1. So this is fine. That means all pages should have a header, so that's fine. That means the test should pass, but just double checking. Right, let's go ahead and make those changes. A lot of changes, a hell of a lot of changes there. And we could just go ahead and just say, run and heal any broken tests. Healer is very, very fast at running tests. So while that's, before I press sync and have it being done on CI, this is actually a little bit quicker, and it's just going to save that CI budget if you have it, to ensure that it's just working. So yeah, let's go ahead and get Healer running those. As soon as those tests pass in Healer, if there's any changes, we'll make those changes, and then we'll sync those changes, and you can check out, oh, I can see that most tests are passing, 83 pass, but there are 19 skipped tests in the video filters. Ooh, I didn't know about those. So let's go ahead and check the video filters, test, see what went on there. Did we do anything? Video filters. Oh, because I changed the filtering of the videos, remember? So we removed a lot of the filters to kind of make it a little bit, the browse by topic section links don't have consistent role name structure for automation. Tag links from articles work, but the filtered pages have timing issues, and the navigation works, but article count check fails due to race conditions. So they need to be worked on. So let's see if Healer is going to go and fix those now that we've finished the filtering option. Are marked as test.fixme. Is it marked as text.fixme? There we go. It's removed the fix me, right? And it's going ahead and let me temporarily change it to test and debug. So that's kind of cool, right? There was a fix me in there because we were making those changes before to the filtering. Now Healer's gone ahead and remove the fix me temporarily, change it to just test so it can run it and debug it. And then it's going to debug the first test. And then it's interesting. The first test actually passes now. Well, you know, it is interesting, but we also fix things. It's going to check all the video filter tests passed by temporarily removing the fix me and testing them. Cool. So that's really cool how that's being done, right? And we can go ahead and see the changes making here. We can also see there's something in red. I don't like in red. Why is this in red? Oh, there's a trailing comma there. Why? We could manually go ahead and remove this. Or we could ask Claude to do it. Just while I'm here. Just, you know, I'm still deciding on, you know, should there be commas? Because I'm going to like make a mess in other languages. This is such repetitive work. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this, people? Why am I doing this? This is the kind of work we should never, ever, ever be doing. We should never, ever be spending any of our precious moments doing things like this. So Healer's doing a great job here. It's literally, they're all passing when run individually. This is just the issues happening when they run in parallel. Let me check if this is a race condition. So it's going to check if this race condition is going to improve the test by addressing the root issues and making it more robust. And now it's going to test the working topics to see if they pass. So it's really, these are the working topics. And the other topics are the problematic topics. So these are the ones that we removed. So should we tell it that? We should probably tell it to, let's tell it that. Let's say we removed a lot of the topics. So update tests to only test for the topics available on the site. So let's go ahead and stop that and just press that again and let it do that. And it's good that it's testing that, because like I had a blog post there for Asura and or learning to code, but then there was like too many topics, so we removed them. So we don't really want them. I also noticed, you can see, look, I also noticed some additional tags in the individual articles like blah, blah, blah. Let me update the test to reflect the actual available topics. Great. So that's cool. So we'll go ahead and do that, and it should go ahead and update that. Perfect. So this is the kind of how I work and how I get things done. And as you can see, I'm working across different kind of tools, which is also totally fine and totally cool. And, you know, next thing I will do is, I mean, it's not so bad, but I might change the colors of this. This looks really cool now, and it's quite, you know, easy to just click on these and click on that and Playwright. They're all kind of similar topics anyway, but MCP, testing React. That's quite nice. It's a much nicer, cleaner, and if I click on the actual blog post, you can see there, that's really nice, beautiful. I hate this kind of back and forward to the next article, so we'll go ahead and improve that. But this is fun. This is fun. This is how you should be working, everybody. Just, you know, getting stuff done. Like, there's no way I could have got all that done in such a short amount of time. Like, definitely no way. Definitely no way. Like, let's go ahead and do that. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go into the next page here, and I think, like, actually even the next and stuff page is not even working as it should. So this is terrible. Let's take this one. This is an older one. I should have it before. Next. Ooh, this is a long post. So let's go and copy this, and let's put it into Claude. And let's say, and I'll leave, and, you know, you can go off and do better things while the tests are accurately reflect what's available. This is great. Amazing. I love it. We do have a network idle state in there. We can check if that's necessary. We can go ahead and run those tests. This one is still marked as fix me. They only appear in individual articles and not in the main tag section. So that's interesting. This is actually important. While I'm doing that, let me come back to this. And let me just do this. So I want to basically the design of the previous and next blog is not great. Please improve to be more modern and accessible and nicer and cooler. I see the things that I have to do. And I'm just allowing it to read from that image that I just sent it. So this is interesting. This is in the video filters. Let's go to the video page and let's see what's going on. So we have a couple of, you know, filtering for videos up here. And then it's saying that there are other ones. I don't think there are. Oh, there is. Look, there's a tag for Hasura here. So it's actually right. That's actually right. So that is actually right. That is actually right. So let's go ahead and let's undo those last changes, as the topics are filterable by the individual articles. So we should still test them, that they work. So yeah, we still need to test them, and then yeah, let's go ahead. That kind of makes sense-ish to me. So let's go ahead and accept them, because we still want to test that the article topics could be one thing. That's the article topics. Well, they're actually being here. All right, perfect. Top section topics and available topics. Lovely. So it's added in the extra stuff so that it's able to, and then it's removed that fix me. And it's going ahead and running that text, and let's that test, and let's see if that works. In the meantime, what did I have Claude do? Cool features, smooth transitions, previous and next labels. Let's have a look at my blog. Let's see. Yeah, that looks much better. At least you can see there's previous, there's next. Kind of got this funky thing. Let's see. Yeah, let's stick with it. Let's stick with it. It's definitely much better than mine. There we go. There's another change added in just a matter of seconds. This is the cool thing that you can do with AI, everybody. We need to be doing this so much more often. My tests are being running. Claude's just done a thing. I had Goose working on something earlier. I'm running it 3 agents the one time, like literally 0 tests failing, 0 tests skipped. Oh my God, that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then the only thing I changed here was the previous and next. Previous and next. Although it's basically run all the tests anyway, so I think it's fine. We can just double check this. Oh, it's taken away the nuxt link. It's using the nav area label blog post, and there's the nuxt link is in there. So that looks good. It's got an area label in there. That looks fine to me. Let's go ahead and make those changes. Let's commit that. Let's sync those. Bang. Let's get it all running on CI. And if we now go to my GitHub, you can see all this in my GitHub. If you go to debbie.codes, you can go along to my debbie.codes. It's a public website. It's totally, I've got 135 stars. Wow. 44 forks. Wow. So feel free to play around with this and, you know, make changes and do stuff yourself. Here's my redesigning the blog. And, you know, you can just go ahead and request Copilot to just review that code as well. Make sure everything is right. You can see a lot of changes have been made here. If you wanted to go through all the stuff that I have done, you can totally check that out yourself. This branch has conflicts. Oh my God, I hate conflicts. Let's go and resolve those. Can we get somebody to review indent mode? Look at that. That's nice. One conflict. All right, so basically the incoming change, the current change should have multiple cards visible. Oh yeah, we said to be greater than 25. And the const stats we removed. So let's go ahead and do that. And that should be marked as resolved. Commit merge. And there we go. There we go. There we go. Those tests should all pass. They should all pass. Copilot's going to do a little bit of a review and maybe kind of decide something. And there we go. Look, Copilot started reviewing and you can view the session. This is really cool as well because Copilot can come along here and actually check through some stuff. And it's going to create a review plan. It's going to examine some specifics to gather more context. It's updating the plan. And it's going to start reading through this and it might make decide some changes that it sees or something that it doesn't like in this actual PR. So this is kind of nice. I'm working on my own, yet I'm never on my own. That is the cool thing about coding today. I am never on my own. So this is amazing. This is great. Let's come back and check that in a bit. It's going to take some time for all those tests to run. My tests are run sharded, so that's why there's 1 to 4 of the tests. So they're going to run. I've got a Netlify preview going to be shown to make sure it all works as expected as it does on localhost. And yeah, this is just very, 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 very cool. I think we should leave it at there. But again, this is all open source. So go and check it out in your own time if you want to. And go ahead and play around with it. Just download my site if you want to. Just do what I did. Just take a screenshot, copy, paste. And just say, go and change the colors to be whatever. Or go and change this design to be something more I don't know, business-like or whatever. And just see what it does. Play around with it. And then go and get the healer agent and just get tests done. So cool the things you can do. Thanks for watching. If you've still been watching up to now, thanks for watching. Have fun, everybody. Happy testing and just happy fun with AI. Bye.